Hello and welcome to a brand new race, this time in Watkins Glen. So American circuit. So let's see how the McLaren face in this circuit. Of course, going through the qualifying as always. And so you can see I'm actually already third right now. So I felt like I had the pace over here. The McLaren is really good in this kind of circuit where you have a lot of medium to high speed corners, which this track has a lot of them. So I felt confident going into this race that I'll do quite well. But let's just go through then the qualifying. I also had confidence in the qualifying. I think I was pretty close to the top, I would say. Taking all of these corners right now really well. That bus stop chicane just now that you saw is one of the killer there. So I took it quite well, I think, there. And here is going through this sequence of corners here, going to the left there. You have to brake somewhere in the region of 100 meter, 200 meter, I should say. Going through this here, taking a lot of the curbs here and there. That's what you need to do. Here to the right hander, you want to brake somewhere in the middle. Is a cambered corner, so you can kind of take it through in the inside there. Then going through the outside, using as much of the track as you want to, or you can, because you need to. Now in the 200 meter board, really braking hard and going into second gear, getting the rotation, trying to get the curb there so that you can rotate the car a little bit. I think I did quite well there. In the middle of the corner, you have to accelerate here. 100 meter board, turning into the left hander there. Again, another cambered corner there, so you have to be careful that you don't spin the car here. It's a little bit difficult over here. And now coming into the first left hander, it's quite faster. You just have to lift a little bit, using the track as much as you can. Now the right hander, again another fast hander there. Just slight brake and going into this corner here, going into the outside there, using as much of the track. And I come up with a 1:44.7, and this was enough for a P number 7 start there. Ultimately I think I was not too happy because I could have done a little bit more of a different run plan, but anyways, I'll take it. Let's start the race. Alright, so then let's start the race. Of course, when I say race, I mean the sprint race, the standing start, of course. So P number 7. So let's see how I can go in, putting in all my settings, checking everything is right. So I'm going with the 5 traction, or not traction I should say, that's the brake balance. So 5 lights, away we go. Pretty decent start there, I would say, following behind Clyde over there. And here Sky Cloud is going to kind of come into my lane there a little bit, so I was a little bit spooked there and I went into Clyde there, so apologies to Clyde there. But anyway, I think it didn't affect him too much, and so but Sky Cloud still managed to get in front of there. I think it's a little bit of I think he could have been a bit more careful there, but I didn't make a report out of it. I didn't want to. So going through this sequence of corners, still okay. I'm following in the slipstream of Sky Cloud. I'm looking behind. There's no strat coming from behind, so I just need to focus in the front there. Braking a 300 meter board, very close to Sky Cloud there. He has a little bit of moment. I had to go behind him a little bit, so I kind of pushed him, and then here a little bit of a coming together there. I think it could be reported, but I eventually didn't want to do it. Anyways, because of this, moving back all the way to last, or actually just P14, but so pretty big penalty there. So as they say, onwards and upwards. So here actually I kind of didn't expect to make that move. Kanata kind of braked a little bit more earlier than I expected, so I just had to do that evasive maneuver, which made it to be like some kind of a pass, but that is kind of compromising my corner coming out of these places here. You can see Kanata is already into the side of me there, so I'm giving him enough space on the right hand side, but now he's going to have the inside line there, so I probably have to kind of give it away. And he also has a lot of good speed there, so he's already like way clear of it. So I'm kind of trying to take these corners as well as I can. Kanata is having a little bit of a moment there, so I managed to go back to the inside of it. So the McLaren was really good in the bus stop there, and just managed to make that move. Stick P number 13. Alright, so Clyde and Hurricane battling in front there. Clyde is going a little bit wide there, so I managed to just go nip it into the inside there, but Clyde has a little bit more of a momentum coming out of that corner, so he's in the outside now, coming to the inside, and I just go into like a cutback situation there, so I have a little bit more momentum right now coming in and in there. So now I go into the inside of Clyde, and being in the inside here is very powerful, and you can see Posse also having serving a penalty there. And so I just managed to get in front of Clyde, and now Posse and Hurricane is having a little bit of a fight there, so they're going 2 by 2, so I smell a little bit more chance here as well. So Posse doesn't have the best of momentum coming out of that corner, so just managed to get to the outside of him right now, so really risky here. I'm going to the outside, leaving him enough space there, but just about managed to make the move stick. So P number 10. And now the fall of grace. So of course this is my second mistake. Coming the first corner here, I have a lot of understeer, and the understeer turns into a big slide there, and I've basically went out of the curb there. The curb is basically the end of the track, and that means a penalty of 1.5 seconds. And so I served the penalty there, so everyone was quite close there, so really dropped back down to P14, so pretty much the same position where I was in my first mistake. So onwards and upwards version 2, getting in front of Skycloud, and I see now Kanata and Clyde battling in front of me, so I back out a little bit there. So they are really still battling 2 by 2, so that means that I definitely can try to make use of this. So going into this corner here, Clyde goes together there, and I kind of go into the inside there and just managed to make it work. I almost went into Clyde there, so he managed to jinx into the right a little bit there, so really good there. And I'm giving enough space to Kanata in the outside there, and here he's now on the inside, so kind of a little bit of banging there, but I think all is good. He leaves me enough space in this outside here, so I just about managed to keep it there. And let's see how it goes into turn number 1. So Clyde is also close behind me, braking where I need to. So actually Kanata brakes a little bit more earlier, so I managed to take into the corner, but this means that I'm going to give slipstream to the guys behind. Let's fast forward a little bit, let's see how it goes. So I'm trying to stick to the inside. I don't want to let my position go, so I'm really going to the inside, but Kanata has already passed me at this point in time, so just leaving enough space in there as well. Just about managed to keep it into the track there, but a little bit of a slide there as well. So just pretty much managed to keep the positions behind, but Kanata is in front of me, so P number 12. Now jumping to the penultimate lap, I was behind Kanata like almost the whole lap, and I just managed to get this move done. Going into this sequence of corners, just managed to keep it close to him and managed to make the move stick up to P number 11. And now Posse is the next target there, so you can see Kanata trying to fight back, but I just managed to have that enough of the corner. And actually Posse was having a penalty here, so I was really lucky here that I managed to get the position, and Posse is like kind of squeezing me there. I went to the grass a little bit there, but all is good. He left enough space there, and now up to P number 10. And so now going through the final sequence of corner, actually the final corner itself, and managed to get more grounds into the front, but didn't manage to make any more gains, so I finished in P number 10. A confirmation here again. I have to go to the next page, but P number 10 is kind of a lucky get there, because that would mean I will start the feature in first. So a really costly mistake from Posse there, who gift me this first position, but I will take it with both hands, and let's see how the feature race would go. Okay, so going through the feature race, of course, like I already mentioned, P number 10 translates to P number 1 for the feature race. So let's make use of this. I'm starting in the hard tires. The hard tires, as you have seen in the last race, is not the best of tires, especially in the start where the tires are still very cold. So I have to be a little bit careful. I had a little bit more practice already with the hard tires, so I hope that pays dividend. And so starting this, you will see a little bit of understeer coming out of turn number 1. You will see I'm almost going to miss the curb there, absolutely miss it, massacre it. But anyways, still in P number 1. Let's see how the race goes. And actually we have to fast forward all the way to lap number 9, where I'm going to have a little bit of a mistake here. Coming out of this corner, I just have a little bit of a slide there, a very small slide, but Hurricane was quite perfect over there, and he's now very close to me. So I managed to keep quite a distance to him, like about 7 tenths, 8 tenths, like quite well. And in this lap in particular, I think Hurricane was really close to me, and so I'm trying to defend this with my life. I don't want to let go of this first place that I've gained for this past 9 laps. So I'm going to the inside there, leaving him enough space on the outside, so really respectful driving from both drivers. He's not coming into me, I'm not going into him. So I'm taking this sequence now. I'm on the inside and just about managed to keep my position. So I think this was really vital for the race itself. Still in P number 1. So lap number 13 is when I decided to come into the pits, changing from hards to mediums. So quite a straightforward one stop there. A 2 stop would not have worked at all in this track because of the amount of time that it took. But coming back out in P number 4, but the top 3 guys are still yet to pit. So eventually I will go back into the lead. And so let's fast forward the next 10 laps into our penultimate lap, or actually final lap already. So pretty much nothing much happened. Hurricane conceded to Ross because Ross was really rapid in this pace, and you can see he is so much more closer to me already. He was like about 2-3 seconds away, and he managed to gain like almost like 2-3 seconds just in 2-3 laps or something like that. So I'm having to keep him behind. So I'm really driving as good as I can. But yeah, let's go through some retrospectives. So it's a tale of two halves, I would say. So the first half of the sprint, I made two critical errors which compounded me. I managed to make one comeback, and then I made another mistake, and I managed to make another comeback up to P10, which I think really lucky there. Because of the P10 start, I managed to start in P1, and I know I had the pace in the car to keep P1, and which is what I'm also demonstrating right now. I know this is kind of his favorite track, so to beat him here would be massive, I would say. But yeah, so I still need to finish the job, of course. I'm just driving as conservatively as I can, trying to accelerate as good as I can, and I think I've showed that in the feature all throughout. So I managed to keep out of Hurricane, his teammate, Ross's teammate, and now keeping Ross behind as well. So the Audis were really rapid here. You can see them finishing second and third. A monumental effort, I think I would say, to keep both of the Audis behind. Of course, that was helped by the P1 start. That definitely cannot be understated. But yeah, anyways, any help that I get would be welcomed. Here I'm taking it so gingerly. I'm not even going to the outside there, risking a penalty. Going very gingerly here and there. So just managed to come to the final corner, and just about managed to keep my P number 1. So my first victory of the season. So just a confirmation there again. You can see my best lap is nowhere close to the guys from the Audi guys, at least 45.5, 45.9. Nowhere close to them, but overall a good job. Alrighty, so let's go through then the final standings. So still in P number 2, so still in dizzying heights, but the P10 there is a kind of a stain, I would say, in the sprint race. But regardless, that helped me for my P1 in the feature. So close behind Ross, who is ultimately leading the championship, so good on him. So really happy with the end, but not so with the start. But let's see how the next race would go. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next video.